Welcome. This is our 5th video in the chakra series here on Antidote Aesthetic. So we're at the solar plexus, which is a really interesting one. They're all pretty interesting though. The solar plexus is a seat of power. Definitely say yes, comment, like, subscribe, add your energy in here so that these transmissions are even more intimately just for you. Doing some grounding first, reconnecting to the sacral, the root, through the feet, and the earth star. Is it just because I ate a whole bunch of chocolate chips, or is this one extra intense? Maybe it's when I said power that there was this eruption happening, because don't we all want power in our lives? To be heard, to be seen, to be valued, recognized in all the ways. With attention, love, finances, resources. And we want those things for our authentic self, which is anchored in soul. Beneath personality, beneath performances. No problem with either of those things. I love personality. I love performing. And in my experience, we have a great variety available to us as even individuals. And for every quality, every archetype, there's a high road and a low road. And you probably experienced a bit of both. The soul, naturally, the inner being, the inner child, underneath all the wounding, all of those are basically synonymous terms in my understanding or experiencing. Soul, inner being, infinite being, inner child. All of those underneath any of the wounding or programming are authentic, and that's naturally high road expression of whatever archetype is in archetypes are in the foreground of your natural character. I'm feeling like the flapping of wings and just a lot being stirred up. But also this taking flight and this performance of magnetism and being able to show off who you really truly are. So it's the wounding and the programming and the distortions that occur in the piling up of suffering and pain, of trauma, which is simply stored energy in the system. Right? And that can be positive or negative energy stored in the system. So it can be our stories about ourselves that are just grown rigid and stagnant, even if they're positive or happy. If they don't have healthy circulation, if there isn't a certain level of detachment there where energy is allowed to be in motion, in the story, in the experience of the identity, then it is likely to some degree attracting low road reflections, emanations, expressions. That's part of human experiencing. So any guilt or shame that just came up with that, we're just kind of brushing, raking, stroking that to be recycled. And any grief too. Grief was a really clear word that came up there. Welcome the grief. And I heard recently that the solar plexus particularly holds both anger and disgust. So we'll be working on those in particular today. Getting kind of hot already. Lots of energy moving. My dog is also laying on my feet on a heated floor, which is quite nice. And grounding. So I send you that loving awareness to the animal presence. Glad you guys liked the cat in the root video. Very grateful for my animal helpers. I heard an eagle just now before coming in the house or while I was at the mailbox. Really clearly, it was really close. And I feel that energy really connected to the yellow, the golden energy of the solar plexus. When anger and disgust, in particular, as intense emotions are allowed, revered, handled with care, expressed with intentionality, even if there's a lot of intensity there, treated as a sacred experience, even a ceremony of inviting and allowing and moving energy. We have much more access to holding a clear vision that projects our natural, authentic character into, best case scenarios, highest possible outcomes, high road realities. And we're able to hold that vision without disturbance. And so then it gets fed energy, and us and it merge, and we're living in it. And birds of prey like the eagle, they are really excellent at conserving energy, riding the wind, and locking their vision on their target. Really extremely rarely do they miss their target, because the patience, the conservation of energy, and how we can apply that notion of conserving of energy while also talking about doing intense emotional release, that we don't want to block up our solar plexus or any parts of our body, is actually allowing ourselves to have those the emotional release and relief, because otherwise we're actually using a lot of energy in an ongoing way to hold it down and hold it in a stored position. It actually takes a lot less energy to express it, though we may be tired afterwards, need an extra nap, an extra long sleep, some extra sustenance, nourishment. That's because your body did an excellent thing for itself. And it's like the bird striking at its target. That does use energy. It's okay to use energy, but we want to use it in a specific way that's going to hit the aim, create the best case scenario intention. And so exerting ourselves, to release stored energy from the different energy centers is an excellent use of energy. Efficient, effective. And probably while you have the release or in the relief, extra elements or clarity or sensational contact with your vision will arise. Because remember, energy is incredibly intelligent and it knows exactly what to do. And our job is really to not try to hold it or own it, but to let it pass through us and inform us. And we can match its intelligence because we are made of energy, intelligent energy. So we can really experience ourselves in our incredible intelligence when we respect energy. And energy is like emotion is energy in motion. It's meant to be moving, circling, cycling, circulating. You receive the experience, it informs you, and you let it be recycled above. Source, always there for you. And the earth, so glad to recycle for you. Sweeping yourself off. So I heard a cool thing about disgust. I will remember to link this video, someone else's creation, in the description because it was excellent and it really matched exactly what I needed last week. I didn't realize that I didn't have this really conscious, I have a really conscious relationship with some different emotions. And during my tea ceremony in the morning, I know I'm talking a lot. I'm going to clear some static, and it's okay also, not to connect to every word and just let the energy transmission come through, because words are just energy too. Just felt a little bit of frustration there. And maybe that's also like trying to listen while we're actually poking at some emotional movement. And it can be really hard to listen when your primary job is actually to release, to expel, to primally express whatever emotion your body is saying is ready for release. So I kept getting this cue, this nudge through the word disgust. And I don't remember ever saying it out loud, but YouTube prompted me with a video on my homepage about acknowledging disgust as an emotion and that it sits in the sacral or the solar plexus alongside anger. And so anger, sacred rage, fire, right? Heat, where disgust is cold. And so long as we're holding disgust, it's like a bucket of cold water on our fire. And like what gets us going in terms of anger or rage is connected to our passion, our purpose. What are we here for? If you're fighting for anything, what are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? In any fight that you have, visible or invisible, what is the essence of the burn? Because that's part of the being your natural, authentic self, is being enlivened and activated in that fire. And letting things upset you. And having practices where you can move hot energy in a conscious, responsible way that clears your field. And then your passion is able to take up your field, where your presence is what's taking up your field. That feels amazing, and it's your best protection, and it's an incredible contribution. And clarity comes from there, deep, deep, deep clarity that's so satisfying and so much in service. But when we're holding disgust, no matter how much we try to consciously, healthily release the anger, or no matter how much it comes out on its own, because we all know fire will do that, when it's pressured and held back, the pressure builds and it erupts, it explodes. But what I've understood and what feels now very true in my system is that we cannot work with fire without working with disgust. And as soon as I started doing this video, my inner child was like, fuck yes, I've been waiting for this. I've been disgusted, baby. You know, I came to this planet and looked around and felt disgusted. And I'm guessing most of you can relate to that, whether it's your inner child or your adult. You know, I did my best not to really, I've been doing lots of alchemical work for many, many years. And so judging and, fear-based thinking and reacting is a lot less in my everyday vocabulary than it once was in my, upbringing, conditioned grooming. But it's like that was there. That judgment and weighing and measuring and comparing and competing with everything was a big part of my upbringing. And I think most of our experiences of the social world. And as kids, we're really of the mystery. And so there's part of us that naturally resists that because we still are tapped in to this place where we all get along. We are all equal. All the parts are equally valuable and need to be not just in contact, but in companionship, in cooperation. Deep, intense, reverent cooperation. Most of us probably didn't see that in the environments around us. And so what feels true in me and with my conversations with my inner child is like, I felt disgust. And like the people around me were showing me, we do our best not to show how we really feel. We do our best to suppress. Just wiping these statements as we acknowledge them. You really feel the moss outside sponging it up and just saying, yes, yes, give it to me. Let it go. So this repulsion is likely there. There's likely some stored disgust in your solar plexus. There sure was in mine. And in this video that I'll share with you, she says how to embody, how to let your body physically express disgust and to say disgust, oh, disgusting, over and over again. I don't want to do that too much because I'm not pushing you away as disgusting. I can do it to the side. You push away and look away. Ugh, disgusting. Oh, disgusting. And you really say it until you kind of feel it churning in your abdomen. And then if you can do it enough to really let even dry heaving happening, and she said get on all fours and let yourself dry heave. And that happened for me at my altar. And my kid was kind of what are you doing? But I stood up and was that felt amazing. And my inner child was thank you. Thank you. Because when we don't do that, it's like a bucket of cold water pouring on our fire. And the fire is always there. You can't put out your fire. But it's does it get to be its radiant, passionate self if it's constantly being dumped on? No, it doesn't. So disgust is a really, really natural response. This woman said, sorry, I don't remember her name at all, but I will link it below, that fear, disgust is a protective mechanism where you see food, but actually that food, you shouldn't eat it. It's not good for you. You'll have some level of repulsion to it. If something's moldy or gone bad, the smell or the look of it will ignite your senses and cause a reaction of disgust. And that's the same as seeing things going on between people or an environment, sensing things that are actually not in your highest interest and not in your highest functioning. So when we arrived to Earth and we saw how humans were functioning, most of us and most people that are here that resonate with me on a level of sensitivity probably felt a lot of disgust and confusion and just what the F and F, What are you guys doing down here? And we release it not to perpetuate it, right? It gets recycled. We perpetuate it more by holding on to it. And so then we're using our life force to perpetuate what we don't like, right? That's not ego medicine. And so ego medicine is putting the effort in to create the effective, efficient use of your energy. Even if it takes some investment at first, right? An eagle has to get out of the tree and get itself into riding. The thermals. I was waiting for that word to arrive. Likewise, we put in the effort to discharge, to allow circulation, and then we get to ride that flow. And it's in that flow that we know, and this knowing that comes from your gut, from your core, which really relaxes the mind. The mind gets to observe that and be off the hook from figuring everything out. Hallelujah. And I showed you one of my favorite fists of anger. It's a great heat exercise. Likewise, breath of fire, both of those from the Kundalini yoga tradition. You can do it for 1 minute, 3 minutes, super effective, especially when we're so sensitive and made of water and absorbing a lot of density from the environment and from others. Sometimes you're experiencing a lot of emotion that's that's in your bubble or that's in your body that isn't actually your authentic response to something. And so these exercises also help to slice through and release that, because we can get really shrouded with dense energy, emotion that's looking for expression, right? If other people, or if us as people, are rejecting or suppressing emotion's just trying to be grounded, trying to get recycled, to be fresh again. That's what the natural intelligence of energy is. And so if other people are, if someone is rejecting or suppressing, often that gets projected, shot at, through blame, through accusation, through complaints, or just through closeness, etc. So, combing any of that out of your aura and your energy body. I don't know why like a bagel is coming to mind, but it's like doughy. And yeah, I think a lot of us put on extra weight or we eat because we're just trying to ground, because there's so much energy asking us for groundedness in like a pretty constant way. And so you might not just be eating your own feelings, you might be eating other people's too, because they're trying to move through you. And I was always pointed at as like, oh, so emotional, like so dramatic. And it's like, bitches, please. I was doing so much free emotional labor for you. I did not realize, I believed the stories that I was, overly emotional and dramatic, and now I get to really validate those experiences with myself and hopefully with you, where us sensitive folks are delivered to people, for a reason, both to help out and to stand out, because collectively we are evolving in the direction of honoring our sensitivities and our faculties and capacity for being these awesome energy beings, so energetically intelligent, emotionally intelligent. And that really opens us up to our soul path, like this golden carpet rolling out in front of you. You don't have to know where it's going, because every step you take on it is just so filled with satisfaction, like true satiation, meeting your needs, and then also manifesting your deepest desires, the ones that match your soul alignment, that are like, whoa, I thought I was on point before, but this is juicy, this is yummy, this is delicious beyond what I've gotten to experience before. And yet all the time now I know I could feel how true this always was, and that it was available to me. But it got really cloudy, really foggy, really dense, heavy, really disgusting, really spicy. Burn your mouth and burn your butt kind of way. The thing you don't really want to feel every day. Although, yeah, I keep just hearing, and I'm resisting saying it, but although some of us go right for it, the spicy or the gross stuff, and I'm gross. I'm attracted to gross things like pimple popping and I don't know what else, but it's fascinating. But also I can see how our fascinations bring us into contact with the energy of what we need to be aware of. And in most cases, we need to be aware of it because our body, our being is asking for conscious relationship with it. Because our body being is always on the side, the team. It's always bringing us messages, bringing us opportunities. It's just always rooting for us to be in our soul, in our authenticity, in our honesty, deep honesty. Energy never lies, but people do. No, I certainly have had a lot of disgust experiences around lying, and then having to really reconcile, where have I been lying? Because if it grosses me out so much out there, it's trying to get my attention about something in here. My dogs just went really into a big loud bark. So much that I went woo and instantly turned the recording off, which feels worth mentioning. I definitely wanted to come back because it was that shut it down experience. Shock and shut down. Okay, so that feels like connected to our conversation. And so it's super valid. And shock definitely gets stored in our body. So I'm going to spend some time kind of teasing that out. Because we want you to feel and be protected. But we don't want you to be shut down. We want you to be open and available to your authentic expression. And so yeah, it was like every dog in the neighborhood was just howling and barking. And I live on a pretty big property filled with trees, so it was an interesting experience of hearing so many dogs' voices, and my dogs went nuts. I really felt called to keep pulling the energy, so I hope you enjoyed that little interlude there. Shout out to my assistant who helps me with editing. So grateful. Yeah, we're really working together to produce quality content. I welcome your comments. Any requests, feedback, fascinations, ideas, interpretations. I really welcome you to participate here, to receive. Yes, if that's what you're here for, please allow yourself to surrender and receive, to be treated with integrity and intense respect for your entire being and your entire journey. Just as it is, and also as it will be and can be, and really tapping into your solar plexus. Calling you forward. Let me just sweep off your throne. and fluff the cushions. Just shaking out, fluffing up the curtains here, surrounding your regal seat. As you are the royalty of your domain. And this golden carpet is always leading to and from this seat. So though we may have experiences of being lost, feeling lost, there's always these threads through all of our experiences and sensations that will lead you back right here to this seat of your soul, of your authentic expression. And you are worthy. You are so worthy. Really into you. Just want to keep being here. Although it's also feeling like it's rounding out to a place of completion for this time together. Spiraling, spinning, enabling movement of your natural prosperity and abundance, energy, vibration, frequency through you, around you, all over, on you. Spiraling up, tapped into source, spiraling through your vortex that's been collecting your wishes, your dreams, your intentions, your visions, and aligning your energy now and pressing through your feet and tapping through your earth star, feeling plugged into the crystalline core heart center, the hot core of the Mother Earth, fueled in total acceptance, total approval of everywhere you've been and everyone you've been, amounting to this moment here and now, claiming your true self, so beautiful. So lovely to feel the truth of it. Thank you. Thank you for being here, for giving me the privilege, the honor of feeling your presence, feeling your deep truth, getting to say hello to your soul. Really hope this video has felt incredible to you as it has for me, and I hope it's helpful. And if you found it meaningful, please do continue to like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for your engagement, and the growth that's happening is really inspiring, fueling. Thank you to your solar plexus for burning bright, being bold, maybe even sassy, and also so sweet in the eternal soulfulness ever present in all of your expressions, shining through, shining through, shining through. We see you, even if you've been trying to hide. We call you forward here and now to play with us in the fullness of your authenticity, in the fullness of your natural glory. Shine, shine, baby, shine. And just letting that golden energy ripple all through your aura and through your brain and through all your tissues, through your whole field. Golden energy breaking up, dissolving any fear generated within or absorbed from without. Taking up all of your space, claiming your domain. Brilliant, 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 and so beautiful. Yes, you're here to ride the electric yes current of your own soul path, your life, and we are rooting for you. So grateful to be journeying together, sealing the session with the infinity sign, and so it is. Yes. I do want to mention, especially connected to this subject, that I have 3 spots open for working one-on-one with me. If that calls to you, email me, comment. I would really love to chat and explore that together. My suggestion is working together for 9 months and really choosing a rebirth wherever you're at on your journey. Whether you're displeased or really pleased, letting yourself anchor and expand to next level expressions. I'd love to be with you on that, of course. So if you're attracted here and resonating, then maybe that's for us. I definitely welcome conversation. Happy to chat through text or hop on a call. It would be my pleasure, my honor. Find out more about that in the description, and just have an incredible day, evening, night, wherever you're at. May so many blessings. Feel your awareness and breathe warmth and comfort through your physical experience of this earth plane at this time. I love you.